Na 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 na.
We've been married for 18 years and we have 5 wonderful kids together.
God, we chose each other, I would say, by fate. We're actually talking about this last night, how we feel like our marriage was like an arranged marriage by God.
You know, we were talking here and there, but like every week, new classes, new life. And then it was like I came home just to visit for a weekend. And when I saw her and we just chilled and our connection was so strong, even though we're like apart, thing I'm coming home and this is what she's gonna tell me, like, listen, long distance relationships don't work, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, oh snap, we have something. Like, it was really special. I'm like, oh, I don't want to lose you. Forget these girls and distractions in school. I was like, I got something good at home.
And so our platform is The Way. It's going to soon to be theway.org. We are a nonprofit, just established that nonprofit last week. So we're finally a live, actual nonprofit.
All right, hello. If you don't already know, welcome to Nolly's World of Productivity, where we connect like-minded individuals. We share ideas and give advice. And I do want to say I'm very proud to have these two set of people with me today because they've already started connecting, collaborating with each other. So let's go ahead and continue. So yes, today I have the Mezzotins, Miss Simone and Quentin.
Hi.
What's up?
And I have the Igways, Bernard and Alexia.
Hi.
What's going on, y'all?
So yes, please do. I know that it's important for people to understand that being productive is more than just taking care of yourself. And sometimes it also depends on the person you choose to be in your life. So I do want to start off with the Igways and just please, talk about your platform, how long you guys been married, and exactly what made you guys connect, what made you choose each other.
You want me to start, of course. Well, so we've been married since November, so maybe half a year, have been together for a little bit over 2 years, going on 3 actually. We chose each other, I would say, by fate. We're actually talking about this last night, how we feel like our marriage was like an arranged marriage by God. We had an instant connection the first time we met, and I know it sounds kind of cliche, but when I saw him, there was just this energy, and it was the same for him. At least that's what he tells me. So 2 days later, we went on our first date, and from there, the rest was pretty much history. We, started to cut ties with memberships and subscriptions, and we decided to move forward with each other. And I mean, he's just such a blessing to my life. And I feel like everything that we do, we really just push each other to do 100%. We are each other's accountability partners. We don't let each other, slack. We're like, listen, you can do better. You are better. So make sure that you're giving it your all and 100%. So we definitely just try to be each other's support system, but also make sure that we're not, giving each other any room to do less than we know that we can. And I'm sorry, was there another part of the question?
Well, the last one is, what is your platform exactly? Because I know you guys are not just husband and wife, but you guys are also co-partners. So go ahead and explain that.
I guess I'll rock in on that one. So our platform is The Way. It's going to soon to be theway.org. We are a nonprofit, just established that nonprofit last week. So we're finally a live, actual nonprofit. The Way is a nonprofit platform in order to bring resources to the community. We have 3 areas of, relevance that we work with, which is relationships, finance, and philanthropy. And we are to the industry. So we're going to start using that as our platform to find people and give them information and knowledge. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So it's our like he said, it's our platform. The podcast is kind of our resource in order for us to connect with other individuals and also just share the knowledge that, you know, we've had and discovered together. So from a finance perspective, Banaj has, you know, had some background in finance, understands it. We want to make sure that we're giving back to the community and spreading that knowledge of how to build generational wealth. From a relationship standpoint, it's important for folks to understand I guess the necessity or the need for healthy relationships, whether it is, you know, a work relationship or a familial relationship, and obviously a romantic relationship. We want to make sure that folks have the tools that they need to establish those bonds, but also maintain them, and know how to have those, you know, crucial conversations in order to move those relationships along. And then from a philanthropic standpoint, Banaj has also been doing this for a very long time, you know, and I've been able to go journey with him on a couple of trips to Puerto Rico. And we
Wow.
want to make sure, we want to make sure that we're giving back, you know, to different communities and to those that are less fortunate. And we want to make sure that we're also providing that resource for people to see how they can give back as well. You know, one of our mottos is how you give, you know, it shows, I think, what is it, babe? It's
How
your
you
quote.
give says a lot about who you serve.
Yes.
You know, so
There you go. How you give, that's who you serve. That is absolutely true. So, Muslims, how are you guys doing? So, exactly what brought you two together? How is the platform going for you guys? How long you been married?
Oh man.
Oh, wow. So we've been married for 18 years and we have 5 wonderful kids together.
Okay.
It's so funny. Our story is it's a little funny but crazy on how we met. I used to work in Burger King and he used to work in Burger King too. It's so crazy because my job was a little hectic at the time. So it's like anything that came forward towards me, I just didn't care. So, and I'm a little fighter back then.
And we were in high school.
And we were in high school. So, you know, I never noticed him, but for some reason he noticed me because of drama. But how we met is, I guess you could say because of a Whopper Jr., no onions. A customer, no onions. A customer, I was on the drive-through, a customer asked for a Whopper Jr., no onions. And she said, I want you to tell them that I want no onions on my Whopper Jr. So me on the intercom, I'm telling the cooks, please do not put no onions on her Whopper Jr. I'm not gonna curse on here, but it was the F-bomb with that. So me, normal Brooklyn girl, because I've been born and raised in Brooklyn. So me, at that point, I didn't care. I took off the headphones, looked for the person to see who said it. And then he pointed to his best friend and said that his best friend said it. His best friend threw him under the bus and said that, no, he said it. And I said, really? He was like, okay, I said it. So what are you gonna do about it?
Oh, no.
I said, yeah. So I just said, you know, like short people. And he's like, okay, we don't like tall people. So we have something in common. I'm like, I just gazed into his eyes and I said, you know what? It took a lot out of me not to throw fists, but I just felt for him then. And I was just like, I was just like, Ever since then, like, he came and apologized, and we've been taking lunch breaks together. We take walks and everything. All of a sudden, we were just inseparable. And one thing I noticed about him is, like, out of all of my relationships, I never really laughed. And he always brought a smile to my face. And that really, like, I just felt so good. So, like, it's like a breath of fresh air. Like, I could actually say something. He might correct me sometimes, but then it feels good that I have somebody there who can make me laugh every day. Like, know that, you know what, we're not going to end today with a negative note. We're going to end positive. And that's all I get from him. Always positivity, always like a building of great opportunities with him. And I just saw, like, I couldn't be without him. I was like, I have to hold on to this one. And ever since then, like, we've been unstoppable.
We've been having fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, My wife loves to remind everybody of our high school drama.
Robert Jr.
Yes. But that was my senior year in high school, our senior year. We went to different schools, but ever since then, it was just, when I knew that this was the relationship, 'cause it was going towards the end of school, summer. So I'm like, summer relationships, senior, I'm going to college. Those don't last, let's have our fun now and then deuces. But when I went away to school, I went to Maryland. She stayed in New York. And our relationship, we were talking here and there, but like every week, new classes, new life. And then it was like I came home just to visit for a weekend. And when I saw her and we just chilled and our connection was so strong, even though we're like apart, I think I'm coming home and this is what she's going to tell me, like, listen, long distance relationships don't work, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, oh, snap, we have something. Like, it was really special. I'm like, oh, I don't want to lose you. Forget these girls and distractions in school. I was like, I got something good at home. And I just started coming home more, and then we built from there. And after my first year of college, it was like, hey, guess what? I'm pregnant. Like, what? And then it was like, and then it was just like, okay, let's work. And then we just we had to grow up. So it was like, we're raising our kids, but during a lot of time raising our kids, we were raising ourselves, because it was like, we didn't know nothing from nothing, and life was on us, and kid after kid, 19 years old, 20 years old, and then 23 years old. Right when we think we're almost figuring out life, 23, we have our third kid, and that's when other people are thinking about having kids, and we're like, we got 3 at home, we're going to school, doctors. So stress of life really kind of just like, we had our fights, we had our disagreements, we had our growing pains, which were like massive, but we always were like, we're going to work this out. We're going to figure things out. We're going to make it work. And there was a lot of development for both of us.
A lot of learning.
Yes.
Every day, every step was a new learning for us. Like, we didn't know anything about being parents. It was just a surprise for all of us. Like, hard, but very challenging. And we love challenges, and we love to like fulfill them. Whatever a challenge comes to us, we want to make sure that we conquer it and make sure we end it strong.
Have kids, you guys have this family building, and then you have Quentin here that's like doing open conferences. So how does that work for you? How does that blend in?
Well, for me, like I said, everything is like a learning experience. What I am is his biggest supporter. So I'm always there. I listen. Sometimes he does his speech conferences with a lot of different states, a lot of overboard people and everything. Yeah, internationals and everything. So what he does with me, he'll go over his speeches with me, and you tend to learn a lot through his speeches, because there's certain things that I don't even know. And then when I'm listening, it's like, wow, I'm gonna take this in for real. And like, he'll literally teach me like whatever that I don't know about this crazy world. Like, he speaks on positive and things that is happening today. And it's like, I'm grateful. Like, just grateful for the fact that he's my biggest educator. Like, yes, they say you need books to learn things and everything, but like, when you have like somebody there who knows and like picks up on things so quickly and like brings you along with them to learn, I love that about it. I just can't.
So that's what most people need. You need someone that's gonna, elevate you, kind of help you to be productive, help you to push yourself to the next level. So with that stated,
put you in certain situations where, how can you do it better?
Exactly. So I understand, like, Quentin, just give us a little information exactly what your platform is. Like, what is it that you do?
Okay, so this took years. So part of our process, we were just doing everything solo. I rely on my wife rely on me, and that was it. So we have all these kids, no babysitter, we just taking turns. So it kind of put us in this bubble. What we didn't realize was other people were looking at us and being inspired by little things, by photos we post online. One of the photos we just took as a family, because we do that every year, went viral crazy. And it was like thousands of people, like over 100,000 people liked this photo and was sharing on all these platforms. I'm like, what? And I'm reading the comments, and then like, you know, like the e-ways, it was like, it opened up something to me, which they already tackled, which is why I love these guys, is like, it made us realize that we're not here for ourselves. It's like, we're here, we have our family, we have our relationship, but it's so much more to other people, because I was like just reading and connecting with other people being inspired by what we were doing. And then like other people just don't know. So kind of, I called myself the Mind Investor, as it was a title that somebody threw on me to make fun of me, because I kept on saying, I'm investing in my mind, leave me alone, I'm reading this book, I'm going to this workshop. And they was like, what are you, a mind investor? I'm like, ha, 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 very funny. And then the name was available, so I actually took the brand, I got every social media was like, it's available, just by itself. So I was just like, oh, let me buy that, buy this. So I'm the Mind Investor on every social media platform that exists that I know of. Anyone come out and take it. And then it was kind of now, it was my investment in myself to give the results in our life, and it was helping. But now my goal has been, how can I use what I've invested in my mind and our relationship and our business to kind of help others, to be of service. And that's when I started breaking it down. I started public speaking because I started listening to Les Brown. And recently, I just got 3rd place in the international speech contest. Thank you, thank you. So it was like, it keeps on getting back to me how big this is. This is the biggest region in the world for districts. And out of like 225 people, like I was the top 3. And we only care about the 3. All the other contestants kind of get deleted. But it was like, everybody keeps hitting me up like, yo, you just went against like veterans, 25 years in the game, 20 years, and you ranked 3rd. And it's like, you only 5 years in this. Like, we're like, you on to something. So I've gotten some opportunities from that, but it's always just, I talk about our journey. I just talk about like things that have helped us and how we can now be an example for people. Like, listen, Black marriages do work. Black families with a lot of kids could come from the same woman and work. It's like, you don't have to, as soon as something doesn't work, break up. You know, our kids are healthy and strong. And my platform is the Mind Investor. And it's still in the building phase to a degree, but every week something new comes where I'm just like, what can I do to be of service? So I do work in finance and I do public speaking. And now I'm just in the process of building my own brand to leave this bigger legacy for my family and for myself, as how I just impacted the world, or through my life, through our life. So we don't just leave nothing behind. We leave something even bigger behind by what we created.